In the quest for minimalism, financial freedom, and a fatter wallet, you've probably come across your fair share of saving tips, from the seemingly brilliant to the utterly absurd. But have you ever stopped to consider just how ridiculous some of these so-called money-saving hacks really are? Prepare to be amazed and slightly horrified as we dive into 6 of the most ludicrous fake money-saving tricks you'll ever come across. Fake hack number 1. The haircut hack. Let's start with something that hits close to home for many of us: the cost of haircuts. If you're trying to live a frugal lifestyle, you've probably considered cutting your own hair to save a few bucks. That isn't a bad idea. But have you ever been nudged to take it to the next level? Enter the haircut hack. Forgo the scissors altogether and simply shave your head bald. Think about it. No more expensive salon visits, no more agonizing over split ends, and no more bad hair days. Plus, you'll finally achieve that sleek, minimalist look you've been going for. Now, if you've always wanted to try the shaven-headed look, then by all means, go for it. But if you're doing it just to save money, it's probably not a good idea. Hair takes a long time to regrow, which means a long time to live with your regret. And let's not forget the potential social and professional consequences of showing up to work or a first date with an uncomfortable, freshly shorn skull. You're better off learning to cut your own hair or stretching out those visits to the barber or salon. Fake hack number 2. The dental floss dilemma. We all know how important it is to maintain good oral hygiene, especially if we're trying to reduce healthcare costs and stay healthy. But this so-called savings hack will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about proper dental hygiene. Instead of shelling out for those expensive packs of floss, why not try using a single strand of dental floss for an entire year? That's right, just one measly piece of floss can do the job of an entire package. Simply rinse it off after each use and voila, you're good to go for the next 365 days. Think of the money you'll save. The reality check here is that using the same piece of floss day in and day out is a surefire way to spread bacteria, increase your risk of gum disease, and potentially lose all your teeth. And this is certainly not a great way to be a savvy budgeter. In short, don't skimp on the dental floss, or maybe even try a water flosser, which might be more economical in the long run. Fake hack number 3. The laundry detergent dilemma. Laundry, seemingly the bane of every frugal minimalist's existence. But is there a way to save a small fortune on detergent and still keep your clothes sparkling clean? Well, instead of buying those expensive name-brand detergents, you may have heard the advice to try using a good old-fashioned bar of soap. Just grate it down into flakes and toss it in the washing machine. Not only will you save a ton of money, but you'll also be reducing your carbon footprint and living a more sustainable lifestyle. It seems like a win-win-win. The truth is that using raw bar soap in your washing machine is a surefire way to clog up the works, leave your clothes feeling stiff and scratchy, and potentially even damage your machine beyond repair. Financial goals are important, but then again, so are clean, comfortable clothes. So stick to the detergent, or maybe explore homemade detergents for an eco-friendly, true frugal solution. Fake hack number 4. Dashboard drying. In our quest for frugal living, we've all heard the suggestion to air dry our clothes instead of using the energy-guzzling dryer. That's a great idea to save some cash and get fresher clothes. But to take it even further, why not try drying them on the dashboard of your car? Think about it. The heat from the sun and the constant air circulation will have your clothes bone dry in no time. Plus, you'll be reducing your energy usage and saving a bundle on your utility bills. It seems like a stroke of genius. Unfortunately, leaving your clothes on the dashboard of your car is a surefire way to end up with a pile of sun-faded, heat-damaged fabric that's about as useful as a wet paper bag. Not to mention the potential warping and paint damage to your car's dash. So avoid this hack like the plague and stick to the clotheslines. Fake hack number 5. The bathing boycott. Clearly, water usage can be a literal drain on your finances, especially if you're trying to live a more minimalist, frugal lifestyle. But this hack will have you questioning the very concept of personal hygiene. Instead of wasting money on water, soap, and other bathing essentials, why not simply stop bathing altogether? Think about it. No more expensive shower gels, no more wasted time spent scrubbing, and no more worries about your water bill. You'll be living the ultimate minimalist lifestyle, all while saving a small fortune. Just a spritz of deodorant and you'll be on your way. Well, it hardly needs saying, but skipping baths altogether is a surefire way to become the smelliest, most socially ostracized person in your community. So maybe eschew long baths and stick to shorter showers, but never avoid them altogether. Fake hack number 6, the shaving shocker. Razor cartridges can be a real pain in the wallet, especially for those of us who prefer a more clean-shaven look, and maybe even more so if you pay for a shave club or razor subscription. But to avoid these costs, you may have heard of this shocking grooming tip. Instead of spending money on those fancy razors, why not try using a good old-fashioned piece of broken glass? You'll never have to worry about dull blades or expensive replacement cartridges again. Plus, you'll be saving a ton of money in the long run. But being serious here, using broken glass to shave is a surefire way to end up in the emergency room with a nasty gash that will cost you a small fortune in medical bills. An electric shaver might be more cost-effective over time than regular razors, and both are obviously much better than shaving with a jagged shard. But if you're ready for some true money-saving solutions, check out this video next for some old-fashioned, timeless, frugal tips.